Space, the final frontier. My name is Captain Foley, and these are my adventures. Captain's Log, Stardate 2015-08.06. Looks like you caught me in the morning, guys. Sorry for being so informal. Let me just take off my bathrobe and we will get right down to business. That's much better. Yeah, thanks for tuning back in, guys. So, a lot of cool stuff. This upcoming Saturday is our 50th episode, which we're kind of excited about. So we're having kind of a 50th episode extravaganza, and it's going to be pretty interesting. But I'll get to all that after I read some of these comments and questions from you guys. And I really appreciate your guys' feedback all the time. It's great to hear from you, and I love doing Captain's Logs. So, first one is from my friend William Mann, and all he said was laughing my ass off about my last video. Thank you, William. Power 543. Most of you might know who he is. If you don't, by the end of this, you'll realize who it is. So, Captain, what style of Trekyards do you enjoy making the most with your amazingly amazing co-host? Trekyards Classic, One Hit Wonders, Treknology, Legends, Originals, or Mission Briefings, and why? Keep up the good work, Winky Face. In case you didn't know, Power 543 is Commander Cockings. So, honestly, my favorite ones to make are Treknologies. I know Treknology show was my idea, but I love learning about the tech of Star Trek. So to do anything in a Treknology is really fun for me. They're a pain in the ass to research. They're sometimes a pain in the ass to write for and film, but the end result is really something I'm impressed with and I like. Aside from that, I would say the classic Trekyards formula, where we detail a ship very heavily, which we have a few complaints that we haven't been doing enough of lately, and that was the original Trekyards formula, and yes, I know that. I don't want to step away from that original formula. That's still what we're going to do here at Trekyards. And thirdly, I'd have to say mission briefings, Samuel, because they're just so much fun. Just for you and I to kind of chit-chat back and forth like we always do, but to have the fans be able to see that and really kind of enjoy it. We've got a few compliments about our chemistry, as it were. We're good on screen together, and yeah, I'm going to keep those up. So I do have a little bit to talk about mission briefing wise and regular Trekyards and all that, but that's later at the end when I get to my other points that I want to talk about, okay? So stay tuned. Sackwist, I want your shirt. Well, not this shirt, probably the shirt from my last Captain's Log, which was a schematic of Voltron. Blue schematic on a black t-shirt. Well, that was a Loot Crate exclusive, so if you want things like that, go to lootcrate.com and subscribe. Also, nerdblock.com is another great one. I get both every month, and I do unboxings for each. So if you haven't checked those out on my channel, check those out as well. B. Pisano 1. You were a red shirt on TOS? That is outstanding. And you survived? My friend, you should hold the rank of Admiral. Thank you. You and Samuel do a great job on Trekyards. Please keep it up. I wish you both the best. By the way, if you do get promoted to Admiral, make sure that Samuel was promoted to Captain. LOL. Will do. No problem. He probably deserves a promotion somewhere down the road. But we'll see what happens with that. So, but yes, I did survive my red shirt days, and there I am, right there. Radical Edward, Michael Gardner. I hate temporal mechanics. I would hate studying temporal mechanics as well, but to watch things that regard temporal dynamics is fun. So Steve Martino. This is going to be a fairly big comment, so you don't have to read it out on the next log. Okay, so I'll just summarize. He just says, even if I did something like, what did we talk about in the last one? Reddit? It still wouldn't matter. We'd still get those comments and stuff in the YouTube, which is fine. But to try to manage them better in my mail folder. So thank you very much, Steve, on that. And then he ends with, trek on with your bad self. I am bad. I need a coffee. It's morning. See? Canadian. Tim Hortons. Can't live without my Timmies. ISS Enterprise says, I will keep it short. Have you ever attempted to build ships from scratch? Not really from scratch. I have attempted one kit bash, but that was because the model I was attempting to make screwed up on me, so I just kit bashed the rest of the parts together. And I showed that before. It's my TOS style Miranda ship. Which, yeah, maybe I should show you right now, I guess. Hold on. Just give you a quick look. There it is right there. So just a very simple kit bash of the AMT TOS Enterprise model kit. And I called it the USS Holmes. It's a science research vessel, and its registry number is NCC 221B. Big Sherlock Holmes fan, in case you guys didn't know. Sorry about that. The tripod kind of turned off my recording, which I guess after everything like that happens, I need to do something to make amends, so the penance, as it were. So I'll wear these for a minute. I forget who suggested this in one of my last captain's logs, but I think it was, I don't know, I'm not even going to say because I don't want to get it wrong. Sorry, guys. So in summary, I haven't really tried anything from scratch. I would like to. I'm just not that good of a model builder, I don't think. I can do some form of kit bashing, but it's very basic. I'm getting there. I'll become better. Galvers. Thank you, Captain. Good to know that one-hit wonders are alive and kicking, and that someday the Hootet and the Norin will be in the show. Those are two Cardassian ships. Yes, all the shows are alive and kicking. Like I said, I'm going to address that in a minute. Joseph Bryant. Good job with your episode on the Icarus. Do you know if Renegades will be released on YouTube, and if so, when? Yes, it will be, and I'm not sure when. Probably in a few weeks. I can't really say for sure, but I know for a fact it will be on YouTube at some point. BS Dandrum 27. Okay, I was watching Trekyards and I was thinking, what if Starfleet had to design a one-size-fits-all vessel instead of having multiple classes for multiple reasons? Era doesn't matter. What would it look like and why? If they had to build one class for multiple missions, I think it would be large, possibly bigger than a Galaxy class. It would have multiple nacelles, not just two, and probably be able to split, have a multi-vector assault mode. They could split into multiple ships so they could perform multiple tasks at the same time, and maybe keep all the families that have to go along, if they are still there, safe by staying in one specific module. But I don't know how many parts it would split into. I don't know how big it should be. It's a good question, and I think really it's already kind of been addressed, because the Galaxy class was pretty much a do-everything kind of ship. It had the scientific gear, it had the labs, it had the space, it had the weapons, it had the speed. It was an all-purpose vehicle, so I'm now going to remove my sunglasses. Hopefully there will be no more screw-ups. Mr. Martecki. A red shirt that survived, that is truly a perfect qualification to become captain. I know, right? Here I am. Thank you for a closer look at that picture, but I think my comment sounded a bit more harsh against DS9 or Voyager than I intended to. I love both shows. In general, I try to make the best of every single Star Trek I can get. There's always something good about it. Even the JJ Trek movies had at least some cool ship models that inspired Axanar. And half-naked Carol Marcus. That's pretty much one of the only things I liked about them. I just meant that in the Star Trek series, we usually get to see heroes of Starfleet captains that did something really, really unusual or outstanding. But sometimes I feel like we don't get to see very much of the daily routine, and most other captains have, those who are not commanding a flagship Enterprise. Anyways, as always, a great captain's log, and I'm looking forward to everything that may come in the future. Yes, and the project me and Samuel are working on for our in-character backstory, or in-universe and in-character backstory, will be very cool, and you'll kind of see some really great stuff. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I'm excited about it, and it's going to be super fun. We haven't made all the decisions yet, so don't get too excited. I don't want to spill the beans too early or tell you exactly what's going on, but we got a lot of cool stuff going on behind the scenes, and we're really making this a solid thing before we announce it to you guys. And we might announce it sometime in October, mid-October, around our anniversary date. Our anniversary for Trekyards is October 10th. So, yeah, I think maybe October 15th, that kind of mid-October, we'll be announcing what's going on with that. So stay tuned for that as well, guys. Daniel Cullen says, "Hey Cap, I've been watching through Star Wars, and I know you are also a fan. What's your view on the prequels compared to the originals? Last night I saw Attack of the Clones, aka How to Pick Up a Hot Senator with Awful One-Liners. The overuse of CGI really stands out to me. Aside from the acting in places, how do you think the JJ Episode 7 will be in comparison to the prequels and the original trilogy?" First of all, I wasn't a fan of the prequels. I mean, I guess Revenge of the Sith was the best out of them. I mean, Attack of the Clones was alright, but Phantom Menace I could really do without. But, I mean, they're all worth watching again for what they are. But as for JJ and Star Trek 7, from what I've seen, from what I've heard, and from what I know about JJ, I think he's going to do an amazing job with the franchise. I've said this all along. He should never have been given the reins of Star Trek because he was never a fan, but he's always been a huge Star Wars fanboy. And from what I've seen, he's even said, "Why change it? I don't want to change it. I want to keep the feel of the original Star Wars." That's why he shouldn't have been given the reins of Star Trek, because all he wanted to do with Star Trek was change it into Star Wars. An action movie that anybody can watch and enjoy and not have to know anything about Star Trek to get it. He didn't change the Millennium Falcon. He added a rectangular dish to the Millennium Falcon, but that's because it got knocked off in Return of the Jedi, so that makes perfect sense. Little things like that, if he would have done to Star Trek and kept the feel and the look of the original Trek, people wouldn't hate him so much. But I think, to be honest, he's going to do a phenomenal job with Star Wars. If he doesn't, I will laugh at every Star Wars fan I see and say, now you know how we feel. However, I have a distinct impression that he will do really good with Star Wars, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing it. So, from everything I've seen so far and from what I've heard, based on some leaked information and whatnot about the script, I think it's going to be a great, great movie. Just putting that out there. Roy Ellie, do spacecraft from Japanese anime in Trekyards or Fleet Yards? Because the next person, Gregory Dack, says Fleet Yards. First of all, I don't know enough about Japanimation or Japan anime, but I don't know if we'll be doing that. That's kind of straying too far from the path, as it were. Like, you know, stuff like Battlestar Galactica, Stargate, Star Wars, they're right in our line of sights, and they're cruising along the same way we are. They're not way over here off in left field, so it's something to consider, but I don't think we'll ever be doing anything anime or Japanimation, so sorry. Kevin Clarkson, great show as always, Cap. Your Kirk impression wasn't the worst. I did guess who you were meant to be. LOL. An idea, if it can be done, not sure about the legalities, but if you were able to sell some of the ship renders that Samuel does as posters or digital downloads, that would be awesome. I would love posters, etc. like that. And is Samuel going to do a commander's log? Well, we do have a few posters that we have designed, which we designed for the Indiegogo campaign, which were digital downloads and also desktop wallpapers, things like that. So we do have that kind of stuff. As for Commander's Log, we will be talking about that after all these comments are done, because it's on my list of things to talk about. Daniel Collins. There was a series of novels about the Dominion War. This is talking about what the Enterprise was doing during the Dominion War, because that was asked last time and I really didn't have an answer. So there were a series of novels about the Dominion War. Two of them were based on DS9 events called A Call to Arms through to Sacrifice of Angels. The other two looked at the Enterprise crew and what they did. Unfortunately, the Enterprise E spent most of her time in space dock for repairs. Picard went in on a covert mission that involved the Dominion attempting to create an artificial wormhole for their reinforcements to come through to circumvent the mined entrance to DS9. Was still an interesting read, though. I wanted more action involving the Enterprise. What confused me was in one of the battle scenes, Picard would order them to drop shields before firing weapons, which seems a bit odd, wouldn't you say? Indeed, that does seem a bit odd. I haven't read it, so I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a reason for it. So thank you for clarifying that, what the Enterprise crew and Enterprise E was doing during the Dominion War. Thank you very much. Peccatumdei, Peccatumdei. Like I said last video, these YouTube names just confuse and confound me because they're all clumped together, and I'm sorry if I read them wrong. Ugh. If you want to start a store on a budget, I would suggest looking into Amazon. I wouldn't claim to know all the ins and outs, but there's a lot of small vendors who sell through Amazon. I could also tell that I can also tell you that I have used an Amazon Associate account. The account allowed me to place a widget on my website to populate it with merchandise Amazon already carried. When people bought stuff through the widget on my site, I earned a small commission. There's almost certainly a way to combine Trekyards specific merchandise with stuff from other vendors, model kits, etc. In this way, you could build out a one-stop Star Trek shop without having to stock and ship everything, just your Trekyards exclusives. Good idea. I mean, that's worth looking into. I think that's a great idea. But like I said, we still got to work on the merchandising and stuff. I still have to put that poll. Me and Samuel still have to talk, but we have to decide on a few things that we want to get you guys' opinion on, and then create that poll on the Trekyards Facebook group to find out what you guys would be interested in buying, and go from there. But thank you for the suggestion. Thomas Clark. Hello, Captain. Love the show. Love all the ships and look forward to your show every week. Thomas. Well, thank you very much, Thomas. We look forward to having you watch our show every week because we can see you. He then goes on to say, Commander should use some of the ships in Star Trek Online. You know how you can mix and match to make your own? All right. Last one. This is also going to be a long one. Sorry, guys. I'm glad you put up with me. I'm not very high energy today. Sorry. It is morning. Like I always do these in the morning. Maybe more caffeine will help. Remco Kartner. First, I love what you and Sam are doing. Great job. Thank you. Really interesting and funny things about ships and tech. I have always been a Trekkie since TNG, and I know how hard it is to get some real canon information on the internet. It's a bitch sometimes. So respect you guys. Keep up the good work. Love it. 2 thumbs up. Thank you very much. Yes, it is hard getting information. A. B. Getting information that's not conflicting with other information that we found. That happens all the time on Trekyards, and we always make a point to tell you the sizes and kind of tell you where we think it should be and whatever, because a lot of it's fan-created content, which you guys do a great job on, but it is hard sometimes to sift through it and give you the best information possible. So thank you for appreciating what we do. And you said to get some real canon information. One of my... Nothing against you personally. This happens all the time. I've even seen it in my comments quite a bit. Canon is for canon, in canon, Star Trek in canon universe. That canon is spelled C-A-N-O-N, not C-A-N-N-O-N. C-A-N-N-O-N is a weapon. C-A-N-O-N, canon, is what is accepted. So, just so you guys know, I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah, the Star Trek in canon, or Sherlock Holmes canon, anything that's canon that way is C-A-N-O-N. One N in the middle. Kind of a grammar Nazi. Apologize. All right, so let's move on to the stuff that I want to talk about. So, first of all, I talked about 2 other shows that we were developing. There was kind of a hydrospanner in the works there, hyperspanner in the works. They have run into a few difficulties with them, just with trying to get the people we need to get to talk to and whatnot. So they're on the back burner right now. They're still being looked into being done, but we just need to hear back from 1 or 2 people and get them on board and arrange a time to actually sit down with them on Skype and film. So we've already got enough on our plate, and I've been getting uber complaints from everybody, even my brother, who's like, he was 3 weeks behind in Trekyards. I don't know where he is now. But we put out so many videos that people just kind of lose interest. They're like, oh, another one. Yay. They're still eager to watch them, but they don't want to scramble to watch them because we're putting them out so often and so frequently that they can't keep up. I understand that being a complaint, but we want to create content for you that you guys can enjoy, and it's the internet, so it's always going to be there for you to watch. So we're sorry if we're creating too much content. We can always stop. We can do like 4 shows a year, do a quarterly show, maybe a little bit longer. If that's what you would prefer, please put it in the comments. I'm pretty sure that's what nobody would prefer, because everybody's like, we need more Trekyards, we want more Trekyards, but the way we're breaking it up, people, even those people are kind of like, I can't keep track, I can't keep up. So I need to go back and one day when I'm off, watch like 5 or 6 in a row and have a marathon. So it's a complaint I'm getting, if you can believe it, that people have too much Trekyards in their lives. I know, right? Like, sorry guys, we just love doing this. We love bringing you great content, and we want to create stuff that we ourselves would want to watch. And I'd be all over it too, but I'd be the same way, to be honest. If I was just a fan, I'd be like, oh my god, they've released so many, I'm just going to go back and watch them later. So I understand where you're coming from. Last time I said each captain's log, I'm going to try to teach you a little bit something about the Star Trek universe. Last time I talked about swapping out bridge modules, that they're just plug and play. This captain's log, I have 2 things I want to talk about. First of all is holographic 3D view screens. I don't know if you guys have known this, but ever since TOS, that view screen is essentially a mini holodeck, holoroom. So anything that's projected on that is 3D. You see a ship, it's in 3D. When they walk around the bridge, they see it move in 3D. Ever since TOS. You can see it in Star Trek The Motion Picture. When the bridge is under construction, as it were, in the beginning, there's like a grid on the view screen. That's like the holo grid. Early holo grids. So it actually projects like a 3D image. Not necessarily out from the screen, but kind of in the screen. It creates depth, and it gives you a 3D look. Don't know if anybody knew that, but that's been an ongoing thing from Star Trek since day 1. The next thing I want to talk to you about is something very interesting. Matt Jeffrey's reason for using NCC 1701. Let me just pull that up here. So yeah, if there's anything you guys want to kind of learn about, you can maybe ask me questions in the comments below, and I'll see if I can throw some Star Trek knowledge your way during these. Like, these will all be mentioned in Trekyards episodes, but we got to get to them first. Like, we're going to do a Trekyards or Technology on the different bridge modules from all the movies and TOS and whatever, and that'll be in there. But you know, you got to wait for that. And these are just little pieces of information that, as a Trekkie, I've known for years, and I don't know how I learned it or when I learned it. It was a long time ago, but I just enjoy that kind of knowledge, and I think that you guys, I think passing on to you is a great idea. So, Matt Jeffries said, the NC, by international agreement, stood for all, NC, by international agreement, stood for all United States commercial vehicles. Russia had wound up with 4 Cs, CCCC. It'd be pretty much a common opinion that any major effort in space would be too expensive for any one country. So I mixed the US and the Russian and came up with NCC. So it doesn't necessarily stand for Naval Construction Contract like a lot of people out there claim. So that's the first part. The second part, the 1701. I needed a number that would be instantly identifiable, and 3, 6, 8, and 9 are too easily confused. I don't think anyone will confuse a 1 and a 7 or a 0. Or the 0. So the 17 stood for the 17th basic ship design in the Federation. So the Constitution was the 17th design for created by Starfleet. And the 01 would have been serial number 01, the first bird. Well, I would consider the Constitution 1700 the well, it's probably the prototype and the the ship of the line. It's the one that they're named after, obviously, the Constitution class. So I guess 1700 would be the prototype, not necessarily the first one production one made. Probably the 1701 was their test bed, their prototype, things like that, which, after they worked out all the bugs and they started firing them out, and 1701 Enterprise was the first one out. So you have it, guys, the reason behind NCC and 1701. Hope you guys enjoy these little tidbits of information. If you do and want me to continue this, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll definitely have something for you guys every Captain's Log. And I know this one's running long again, longer than the last one, but almost done. Samuel, myself, are judging a Star Trek model building contest to create your original Star Trek ship design, be it CG, drawn, physical model, whatever, on the Star Trek model group on Facebook. So Samuel, myself, Tobias Richter, Paul Lewis, and Michael Payton the other day all went through the entries. There were 48 entries that were accepted. We whittled it down to 16 entries, so we still need to go through final judging. Some of the final judges also include Rick Sternbach, Doug Drexler, John Eves, Tobias Richter, Samuel, myself, and a few other people. The winner gets a Trekyards episode, Trekyards original, like our like our Romulan Terrorbird episode done for Michael Freitas. Gets an episode like that done on their ship. So we create the history for them, or we help them with the history that they've created, because most of them have great histories and backstories and stats and everything about the ship. So we share all that with you guys, put it in a great Trekyards episode, treat it as an in-canon ship, and present it to you that way. So that's what they get for winning this. So it should be fun. We'll let you know the results when that comes about. But like I said, we're down to 16, and we got to whittle it down even more and pick one winner. So, and keep in mind too, I still want to do a contest on here for something, or on the Trekyards page, and I haven't got any suggestions or ideas from you guys. So if you could send those in, comment, or even post them on the Facebook page, that'd be great, because I do have a lot of cool stuff I could give away. I just don't know how we go about a contest on here. So looking at this model contest kind of got me inspired, and I started designing my own model, my own ships, and I'll just give you quick little glances at what I kind of have worked out. There's a few different designs that I'm looking at. This is probably my favorite one. Got some refinement to do, so don't go squealing at me because of those. They're just very rough drafts as I was sitting here doodling. I will, of course, do better versions of them. And, of course, most of them are going to be TOS era because, hey, it's me. Commander's log video. Yes, the commander posted a thing. People have requested logs from him before about behind-the-scenes stuff. And he said if he got 100 likes, he would do it. So far, he's up to like 30 likes. I don't think he's going to hit 100. But I would really like him to do a few, even if he shows just the behind the scenes of what he does, his editing, and because it's amazing what he can do. And nobody ever sees that. He never really gets appreciation for it. It's always Captain Foley, Captain Foley. And I feel really bad. I mean, he does the lion's share of work on the show. As far as editing and getting those episodes out to you guys and creating great visual renders for you and everything. So please, Samuel, I would like to see one or two commander's logs, at least kind of detailing how you go about editing an episode from beginning to end, and I think that'd be great. I would love to watch it personally, and I think everyone out there would be too. So guys, talk to the commander, go to the Facebook page, and say, Commander, we want captain's log, or commander's log. Like his comments so we can get up to 100 likes for that, so that he'll make a few of them, because I think it'd be amazing. I would love to watch them. He watches all my captain's logs and he enjoys them. He says that's hard for him to do, to enjoy them, because honestly he talks to me all the time, and he usually listens to them while he's editing or whatnot. So, but he always learns new things and he's always entertained by them. So that's a good thing, that even though he talks to me all the time, I can still entertain him, and I'm not boring him. If I'm not boring him, I'm not boring you guys. Mission briefing complaints. Had a complaint yesterday. When are you guys releasing an actual Trekyards episode? These mission briefings are kind of, well, you know. All right. The reason we started doing mission briefings was because they're quick, they're easy, they're fast, they're easy to edit, and we can get them out to you. We can also have designers on there. We can talk about the ships you guys are begging for, but not be doing full episodes for yet, because a lot of the ships that you guys want are going to be full-blown episodes, which are very detailed, take a long time to do, and we're saving the big boys, Connie and whatnot, for the 50th anniversary of Trek next year. So, people have been clamoring for the Connie for a while now, which leads me into my next thing. But first of all, I just want to address the mission briefings. So they are faster, they are easier for us to do personally, and we get a lot of feedback from you about things you think we missed or things that you know about the ship. Put them in the comments, because they'll be included in the full episode. But so we are still releasing regular Trekyards on a Saturday, and One Hit Wonders is still alive and kicking. So is Treknology. We have a lot filmed. We don't, and some are edited, some are not. So we don't have official release schedule, so we kind of throw what we need to when we need to, and we do things to coincide with other things, like the Icarus episode coincided with the premiere of Star Trek Renegades, so you know, things like that. So just bear with us. We got all the shows are still alive and kicking. You'll see them all, and Wednesdays are your mission briefing days. Saturday is your regular Trekyards day. But having said that, because this Saturday is our 50th episode, we have something special in line for you guys. How would you guys like to see the Connie? What we're going to do is we're going to have 2 weeks of Connies. Saturday, our 50th anniversary, is on the Cage and first pilot, or second pilot episode, Connie. Okay? So it's a mission briefing. So it's just a shorter one. It's just chatting about the ship, but it's on the Cage and second pilot Connie. Then on Sunday, so our 51st episode is going to be on the production Connie, the one we all know and love from the TOS 3-year run. So that's that. And on Wednesday, because this is kind of our 50th episode anniversary thing, what we're going to do, since we released 2 mission briefings on the weekend, Wednesday we're going to release 1 or 2 extended episodes. So maybe the Dreadnoughts, both episodes combined into an extended. We have a few ones that we can do that way, so we're going to release some extendeds for you on Wednesday that won't add up to another Trekyards episode. It's not going to be numbered as an episode, so it won't be 50. It won't be 52, but it will be an extended episode for you guys in midweek. Then on the following Saturday, we will be doing the Phase 2 Enterprise, so episode 52. And then episode 53 on the Sunday, right after that, is going to be the Refit Enterprise. So those are your 4 Connies, all in 2 weeks. So 2 weekends of Connies for you guys to celebrate our 50th episode. Hope you guys enjoy that. And also, if the Connie gets 1,500 views, when the Connie hits 1,500 views, we're going to start releasing our celebrity Trekyards live episodes. But we need 1,500 views from you guys. So you need to like it, you need to share it, and you need to really get the word out there about them, because we want to get the views. We want to get a lot of views on these because they're the Connie. Everybody's going to be watching them, hopefully. So we should hit 1,500 no problem. And as soon as we hit 1,500, no matter what day of the week that is, we're going to release the Trekyards live with a celebrity guest talking to Samuel at the London Con that he just attended. talking about ships, talking about cool stuff. So there's quite a few of those. The next couple weeks are going to be packed with that kind of stuff. So each episode, each mission briefing on the Connie has to hit 1,500 views. Then we'll release another Celebrities Trekyards Live. How's that, guys? That sound exciting? Yes? All right. That's what we're going to do. So this weekend is going to be amazing. It's going to be the first time we've looked at a Connie, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. It's just mission briefing style, so it's more chatting and relaxed and all that jazz. We're not going to go into all the details about them because there's so many details about these ships that I know that these episodes are going to be jam-packed next year, and there's going to be episode after episode on the Connie. So just chill out. It's coming. But that's what we're doing this week. So yay, yay, celebration. It's noisemaker time. 50th episode. Yeah, 50 episodes. Yeah, I did that. There you go. Screen grab. Anyway, so we're excited about that, and yeah, and our anniversary, our 1 year anniversary is coming up in October, and we've got some very exciting announcements for that as well, like I told you. So, all right, running really long, so I'm just going to close out here, and that's it. All right, so nothing else to talk about. Hope you guys enjoyed this mission briefing. I'm wearing my captain's shirt. Ooh, yeah, baby, yeah. Never really thought the gold looked good on me, but in this lighting it does. And a lot of lighting, since I'm so fair, it kind of washes my face out, and I prefer the maroon, the magnificent maroon, which I don't have a uniform for. But I thought I'd wear this. Too bad I don't have my USS Executioner patch. This one right here. I'd like to get one made and put on here. But anyway, this is Captain Foley, signing off until next time. Samuel, would love to see a commander's log from you. That's all I'm saying. Till next time, guys. I want those contest ideas, and I want to give you stuff. Contest ideas, things like that. Questions, comments for me, please. Because these captain's logs are fun to make. So let's get right to it, and I will see you guys very soon. It's Captain Foley signing off. Bye. I said bye. Get out of here. Go on. Go on, you get.